Kalispera. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Zeno of Elea, and I'm here to explain to you why the European Union cannot possibly pay off the Greek debt. And I'm going to do this with my famous paradox of Achilles and his tortoise. Oops, just a moment. There, that's better. Anyway, let us begin. Right, here we are. Now the story goes like this. One day Achilles was at the stadium showing off his prowess. They did that naked in those days, you understand. When he spotted his tortoise underneath a palm tree, a little further along, and it seemed to be running away as fast as it could. Perhaps it had seen a nice piece of lettuce in the distance. So Achilles thought, I'd better catch up with him before it gets lost. So he set off, thinking to catch the tortoise under the tree. But unfortunately for him, by the time he'd reached the tree, the tortoise had moved on a little way and was now near a clump of grass. Achilles thought, this shouldn't be possible, I should be able to catch up with him. So he carried on running, maybe even a little faster. But unfortunately for him, by the time he'd reached the clump of grass, the tortoise had moved on even further. Achilles was getting really frustrated, so he ran as fast as he could, but he still couldn't catch up with the tortoise, because every time he tried to catch up with him, he had to first pass through every point that the tortoise had been before, and therefore was always slightly behind the tortoise. And this carried on all the way to infinity. A tragic story.
So if Achilles represents the European Union, and the tortoise represents Greece, and the distance between them represents the debt, you can see that the European Union can never catch up.
Still don't understand? Well, here's another way of looking at it.
If you have two converging lines, it is always possible to place a circle between them that touches both lines. As you extend the lines, it's possible to add another circle, which not only touches the two lines, but the previous larger circle. And so it carries on, with the lines getting closer and closer, and the circles getting smaller and smaller. But unfortunately, the circles always get between the lines, so the lines can never actually cross. Well, of course they do cross, so I suppose there's some hope for Greece yet.
Well, of course it would help if the tortoises would stop running and let Achilles catch up. Anyway, I brought some Greek government bonds with me today, so you can buy them from me later, after the lecture. No, I'm not worried about Greece. It's those countries where Achilles is poor, the tortoise is rich, and Achilles is running away from the tortoise as fast as he can. Now, for me, that's a real paradox.